Hello, this is M.A.M.Z over here, and we've got with me our editor, Dr. Whom. And Doc, what are we doing today?
Well, today we are doing a tier list. I know that you know nothing about what I'm doing, so
Okay.
I whipped up something together real quick, so this will be your first time seeing this. All
Well,
right,
something
cool.
with Pink Floyd. Okay.
Yeah, so I decided that maybe we should do a tier list for Pink Floyd, and I only picked 10 albums, and
Okay.
so I know that Pink Floyd has made more albums, but you won't know which ones I picked. And so I think it would be kind of cool to have a couple of rules where you can only put a maximum of 2 albums in each category.
Oh, okay. And I love the names Shine On You Crazy album, another album in the
Yep.
wall, Bring the album back home. Oh, lovely. Careful with that. That's the best one. Careful with that album, Eugene. And the last one, I don't know what it's referencing. Drift Away.
Yeah, that one was a hard one for me to find out. I actually had to look up the songs that started with D, and I think the song was called "Drift Away Blues."
Okay, I don't know which album it's from, or that's one song I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay, so
Okay.
it's Pink Floyd albums, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I
All right.
know. I think all or most, if not all, the Pink Floyd albums very well.
Okay. So this first one here, we'll start with "Animals." I'm pretty sure you know what that one
Yes.
is.
So
Yep.
Animals, really epic songs came right after Wish You Were Here, right? So the I love the how they so after Wish You Were Here, they kind of flipped the formula around because Wish You Were Here had those two long tracks, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, first half and second half at the end with three shorter songs, and here they flipped around that whole formula with two really short songs at the beginning, at the end, still part one and part two, Pigs on the Wings 1 and 2, and then three long songs at the beginnings. I would say, and since I know there are other albums coming, I would say this, and there's, since I'm only allowed two on the list, I think I would put it at B. Bring the album back
Okay.
home. No,
Oh,
B.
whoopsies. No, it goes here.
Okay.
All right. So we got that one. Yeah. Honestly, so like I've never listened to Animals in its entirety. I've heard a couple of songs, but I've never listened to the entire album. So
Okay.
I am a bad Pink Floyd fan. Next here we have. Oh golly, I forgot what this one was. The one with the
That
cow on the
wasn't
picture
Atom Heart
on it.
Mother.
Yes,
Atom
Adam
Heart
Hart
Mother.
Mother.
Okay. Atom Heart Mother, I think it's a very underrated album. And Pink Floyd, the members of Pink Floyd themselves have said that they don't like it. But I actually love that
Really?
album. Yeah.
Huh.
Because they used the whole orchestra in the title track, the epic Atom Heart Mother. I love that track. And um, also another very underrated song on it is If. If I believe If is from, is If from this album or not? I'm forgetting. Anyways, and Alan's Psychedelic Breakfast, like it's one of their
Oh,
crazy
okay.
tracks. Like,
Yeah, I think that one might be on that album.
yeah, Alan's is definitely on this album. I don't know, should it be A or B? I feel it's equal with Animals. Maybe B. I'm playing it
Okay.
really
So
safe because like
yeah, for
I'm
now.
saving the spots for A and S.
Now, fortunately, this next one here is I think it'll be easier for you to pick. It's Dark Side of the Moon, the legendary Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon, definitely one of my all-time favorite albums. So since we're only allowed two, like, and you said you only picked 10 albums. Like,
Yep.
I know if I don't know if you picked all their albums or not. Now I have two albums that are definitely going on the S tier. I would save the S spot for those two albums and put this in A. Obviously, it has many of my favorite songs. I think Dark Side of the Moon. I'm not a fan of the famous songs on Dark Side of the Moon, like songs like Money and Time. Like they're good songs, but I personally think those are the weakest songs on the album. Like whereas songs like Brain Damage or Us and Them or On the Run or even Breathe, like these are the
Oh,
real epics of the track. Great Gig in the Sky. But
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I was gonna say "Breathe" is probably my favorite song on that
yeah,
album.
Breathe, Breathe, and Speak to Me, like the intro to the whole album. That's like no one talks about that track. but it's
Oh yeah,
such a
it's pretty
lovely track.
good. And I don't know if you know this, but because like I'm a huge fan of Flaming Lips, and they did a front to back cover of that
Oh,
entire
really?
album, and I
Okay.
actually yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of prefer their version of Money because
Okay.
it's a lot different, but it's still really cool. Yeah, I'll have to send that over to you.
I think lots, even Dream Theater have done it. And my favorite one is there's a reggae version of it. It's called The Dub Side of the Moon. That's something like it's a must check, you know.
All right, I have to look this up real quick because I forget the name of it. The Endless River, that's what it's called.
The Endless River. Okay.
So yeah, their latest album. I think it came out in like, oh man, I don't know when.
Yeah,
Was it
it came out
like within
like
a few years ago?
probably, I think 2015 ish, probably. I feel, that's
Yep.
freaking 10 years ago. So I guess this is the D tier. This is like one
The
of their
deep,
worst
their
albums.
drift away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of their worst. Like they had the one song at the end. I mean, I don't know, or should I put it C? But okay, I can't change my decision. But
Oh well, if you
yeah,
want to change it, you can. We
no,
still
it's
have
okay.
time. We hadn't moved on to the next one.
It's okay. You said there are 10, so there have to be two per, right? Oh my god, now I'm worried. What else is there? Yeah, I think it's better to keep it in D because it's only got one song really. The what's the name of the song? Louder Than Words, and I mean it's a
Oh.
decent song, you know. But and
Mm-hmm.
the rest of it is like, I mean, it's good if we don't think of it as a Pink Floyd album. It's a really nice ambient album, you know. Like
Oh,
it's
okay.
like and it's really long. Like it's 4 discs or something. So
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
it's
Yeah, I
like,
haven't had a chance to listen to it.
yeah, it's not like I definitely haven't listened to it in its entirety because it's like 4 hours of work. You know, like maybe I'm exaggerating, but like it is a really really long album, and then you know the payoff is right at the end. That one song, Louder Than Words. You know, like I was excited when you know this album, like when we heard the news. Okay, Pink Floyd has a new album, and then the immediately second line is no Roger Waters, you know, like, and of course
Yeah.
Richard Wright had already passed away, but they used the recordings of Richard Wright from previous albums, and they used it. But I didn't like the way. mm, mm, Also, a very recent news that I've read very recently, like David Gilmour has said that he was forced into doing it by the record label or something
Oh, okay.
because
So
they
it was
wanted
like
a
he had
Pink
a
Floyd
contract
named
that he had
album.
to
You know,
fulfill.
like it feels like a David Gilmour solo album. You know, it does not feel like
Okay.
a Pink Floyd album. Obviously, like Pink Floyd, like disbanded in the 1980s. You know, like so. um, uh, it's not gonna be a Pink Floyd album. So like when we expect the Pink Floyd name and then we listen to it, it doesn't quite set in right. You know.
Now the next one here, I haven't listened to it in a long time, but I remember really liking it, and I think you told me that you really liked it too. Is the Final Cut?
Yeah, the last true Pink Floyd album, but actually not really the last true Pink Floyd album. I'm gonna put it in A. So
Okay.
I came to know later. I didn't know this before that Richard Wright is not on it, and if
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, if I had known it before I listened to that album, there is a high likelihood that I might not have liked it. You know, but by the time I knew of that fact, like I loved that album. You know, like the Post-War Dream and
Hmm.
what other song? I don't remember the track names because it's like one solid listen. But there's lots of the Fletcher Memorial, like those songs,
Hmm.
like so I love it. Like Roger's performance and lyrics on it is like just at a whole other level. Like I think, like yes, it does feel very much like a Roger Waters solo album. You know, it does.
Hmm.
This also does not feel like a Pink Floyd album, but I guess like I heard it way before. You know, like I had free access to the internet. Like this was before, like you know, like we had internet on our phones and computers, and I was already binge listening to all the Pink Floyd albums before
Yeah.
you know I knew their full history. So this is definitely mm, I guess it doesn't matter which one you're keeping at the right and left, right, in that A and B, like as in
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah. I
yeah,
think it automatically just puts it here.
all right, okay, so I think yeah, maybe I would put it just below Dark Side, but it's you know very close to Dark Side to me.
Yeah, I need to give that another listen because the only songs that I remember was from the Pink Floyd movie, The Wall, because they included, I think, When the Tigers Broke Free, and then like maybe a couple of other songs. But I remember that's how I first heard about that album.
Tigers, when
And
the Tigers broke free, I don't think it's on this album. It's Tigers broke free is a single.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
all
So
right then.
so and I guess it was kind of Tigers broke free is one of the outtakes of the Wall, as far as I know.
Okay then. Okay, so now this next album here, when I was researching this, I did not know about it. I th- oh
Oh
whoops, nope, I'm
no.
wrong. That's but I was wrong. That's for a later one. Anyways, this one is Metal.
Metal. Oh no. I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to put it in A, but there's no spots left in A. And then I'm saving the two
Uh
spots
huh.
for S. I'm saving. Oh my god, should I give up one of the S spots or like it I don't want to put it in C. Like oh my god. Should I save the S spot or
Yeah, I would have trouble with this one too because it's one of those albums where like I would say like half the songs I really 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 like and then the other half I don't care too much for. And so like it's just really cool. Plus I mean like what's the one track from it where it's got like the bass with the delay on it?
the
One
first
of
song.
these days.
One of these days I'm
That's
gonna
like probably
go through
that's one of my
to
favorite songs.
there's only I think if I remember there's one of these days. I think this is the album that
Mhm.
has If. Or does it have a pillow of winds?
Um I'm trying to
I,
remember, but I do know that Echoes is on it,
yeah,
and that's a
Echoes is
really
the
great song.
that's half the album actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I don't want. I'm forced to put it in C. Like
you're forced to put it in say,
yeah, but
oh,
like I want it in A.
yeah.
Oh
If
no.
yeah, I would probably put it in like the A tier too,
Yeah,
or
I
the
feel
B
that's the right
tier.
spot. Like I mean, suppose if I had to, like if I had the option to change it now, like like one of the B needs to come down to C, and then one of the A needs to come down to B, and then this could go in A. But then
This next one here is I heard it once, and then I need to go back and listen to it. But Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
I'm so happy I saved that spot. So this one goes straight to S, straight to S.
We got your first S tier here.
This is like definitely one of the greatest, not just Pink Floyd albums, one of the greatest albums ever. Like it's right up there. Like with definitely one of the greatest psychedelic albums with like so many. There's no bad song on it, but like just to talk of the highlights, like Flaming, like a very no one talks about this song like Flaming, and of course the famous ones Bike, Interstellar Overdrive, and what else we got? The Gnome. So many beautiful songs on this. Like it's
Oh
an
yeah.
S tier. Like I can just listen to it, and I especially love like Richard Wright's work on it, the Farfisa, because back then he was not using the Hammond. He was and
Oh okay.
yeah, so like you can hear that very distinct organ sound. It's nothing like the Hammond. It almost sounds very like I mean a Farfisa is I guess kind of a synthesizer, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
it's got that like in between sound between a synthesizer and an organ.
That definitely adds to like the psychedelic experience
Yeah.
too. I kind of like it's familiar but almost unfamiliar at the same time. The next one, I had no clue that this even existed. It's a soundtrack album for More. I've never seen this movie, but I know that they did a soundtrack for it.
I have a question. How many more are left?
With this one, we have 4 right now, I think. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I accidentally added more than 10. Did I add in more? Yes, I did. I
Oh
added
no.
more than 10. Ha!
So okay.
Oops, I lied.
Wait, so where do we put this then? It has to be C or D.
Okay.
I would say it's D. I would say D because
All right.
it's definitely not one of my favorite songs. It's got a few good songs like the Nile song and Cirrus Minor, but like it's mostly instrumental. This album, there's a
Yep.
few. Again, that's not a problem. Like I love Pink Floyd instrumentals, but it's one of those that that just feels more like a B sides You know.
Yeah, especially too like when like if you're being hired to do music for like a movie, it's like your approach is definitely going to be different than if you were just making an album.
Yeah. This was for a movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this next one here is I don't know if you can see it on the screen. I
Yeah, I
always
can see
forget
it.
the name of this
Ummagumma.
one.
Ummagumma.
Yep. Yeah.
So I guess it goes to C. Yeah, I
Ooh,
think, I mean, C is fair for it. Like, yeah, I think it doesn't sit well with Meddle because Meddle should have been much higher. But otherwise, like, it's got some really good songs. Like, especially, again, this is a double album, right? And there's no question about the live album, the first disc being amazing. The second album also, I think it's got some really good stuff. Like Nick's Boogie, is it Nick's Boogie? Like that's good. That's a good one. And several species of small furried animals gathered together and groove in with a pict. Like that's a beautiful song. Like very avant-garde, very like it's an experience. I would say it's a very different experience.
that
Think
sounds up my alley. That
yeah.
because I haven't listened to that album yet. It's on my list of like new music to listen
Yeah,
to.
I would say this is Pink Floyd at their most experimental and most
Oh, okay.
most like the mainstream is gonna hate that album. Like Pink Floyd
Yep.
at their noisiest, especially the second disc. The like they are just experimenting and they didn't even work together. I think something like that. Like they each of them had like 10 minutes or 20 minutes, and they had to make their own tracks. You know.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
remember hearing about that, but I didn't know that was on this album.
Yeah,
That's
it's
really
this one.
awesome.
It's this one. So and they all hate this album. Like because it just sounds like a bunch of noise. But that's what we like. I think C is good. It could have been could have. I wouldn't mind putting it in B, but I think C is fine. So okay, what are we
All
doing?
right.
How many more uh, items are there? And
So,
then
I mean, if we still want to keep it to 10, I can just disregard the last pick and just pick the next one if you want. Or if you want, we can do the 10 and then like have that last one be like a bonus one. So, anyway, but yeah,
yes,
the original 10 here for is Pink Floyd's The Wall.
yes, this is an album that definitely changed my life. S tier,
Yep.
definitely S tier. Like I'm not a big fan of double albums, but this
Mhm.
is one album which I can and I have several times, like when I say several, like hundreds of times, listen to the full double album front to back. Like it's
Yeah.
like so many good songs on it, like Nobody Home, like Vera, and I'm talking about the deeper cuts, of course and this is another album where even the hits are great, like
Yeah.
as I was talking about Dark Side of the Moon, right? The hits are meh, but on this song, like the hits, Another Brick in the Wall, like one of the greatest and poppiest, like popular,
Oh
like
yeah.
like it's pretty popular, but also it's a great song, like takes nothing away from Pink Floyd's legacy, like um and lots of deep cuts. The Trial, oh my god, that's no one knows
The
about that
trial is
song.
so yeah, those yeah, like those last like four songs on that album are just so good. I'm trying to remember because like when I saw the movie, it's the one with I think it's Run. I think it starts off with like Run, and then the next one is like it goes into the one with like the walking hammers, waiting for the worms. That
Waiting for
might
the
be my
Worms.
favorite
Oh,
song.
Waiting for the Worms. Oh yes, that's another
Yeah,
one.
that might be my favorite song. But then also too, the trial is just so good because like I love that I love the idea of how they had like a character, like a different character singing each part of
Yeah,
the song. Like there was his yeah,
the
like his
mother and
ex-wife, his mom and then the judge. Like I thought that was just so cool.
yeah, that's like I don't know who did someone else sing each part, or was it all like between Pink Floyd members singing?
I think it might be between each Pink Floyd member. That's something I'll have to double check. But
Okay, yeah. But it sounds like,
yeah,
like you can hear the characters coming out, like of the
yeah.
speakers, like I guess maybe they enunciate, come to mother, baby. Like you feel like it's really the mother talking, and
And then like when the judge is talking and it's just this big
it's
crushing sound, it's
controversial.
like, oh, this is someone who's being sentenced. So it's like,
And another good one is this one. It was the name? Don't Leave Me Now. This is on the
Oh
first
yeah.
part, yeah. Don't leave me now. I especially like after I watched the movie, like I think that's when I got even more into it. Like I already loved it, but then after I watched the movie, like it cemented it. I think The Wall may be my all-time favorite album, my personal favorite album.
Yeah, that's something that's like kind of crazy too. Is like, I mean, a lot of people, even casual fans of like Pink Floyd, they'll always put like The Wall or Dark Side of the Moon as like their favorite album, and it's one of those things where it's like it's kind of funny how like when like mainstream society it also agrees
Yeah,
that like their greatest work is their greatest work. It's not
yeah.
like one of those things where like there's a fan that's saying like, no, you never heard of Metal or something like that. It's like, no, that's like everybody loves it.
No, there is a certain crowd. I think it does somewhat divide the fans. There are, but I think that has more to do with like people not liking Roger Waters. There's like like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and this was very much a like Roger Waters kind of took charge. Like Roger Waters is a very, what do you call it, decisive character. Like he divides people's
Oh yeah.
opinions. Like so like people who are not into that like don't really hate this album. But I would argue that it also has some of Gilmore's best works and some of Richard
Oh
Wright's
yeah.
best works and Mason's best works. So I I don't see of The Wall as just like Roger Waters' work. Like it's like
Yeah.
Pink Floyd's one of the greatest work. Richard Wright was already fired in this album, but he still played as a
Oh,
session musician on this.
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's why he's not there on the final cut because this came after that. Like they had a feud by then. Like the band were already fighting, and Roger Waters fired Richard Wright, and so he's not on that album. But The Wall, like I mean, it became such that he fired Richard Wright, but he still needed Richard Wright. So he had to hire him as a session musician.
Yeah. It's just like a clever way to not get paid as much.
No, no. So apparently, Richard Wright was the only one who got paid for this album because, like, they were the
Oh.
artists, right? The other three are the artists, so like they have to invest. Richard Wright didn't have to invest in it. I mean, Richard Wright was the only one who made a profit on this album because, like, the especially with the tour, I think the tour was so
Oh yeah, that
extravagant. Like obviously they had to invest in it, and they all ran at a loss. But Richard Wright still got paid because he didn't have to invest. He was not a member of the band.
oh man. So that's like a blessing in disguise. I bet you he wasn't too. I bet you he wasn't like when he found out about all this. He's like, hey, you know what? Maybe it wasn't a bad idea to get fired from the band.
Okay, so next one I can put anywhere.
Yeah. So you know what? Yeah, let's do that. And I think it's conveniently like a really good album to talk about. It's "Wish You Were Here."
Wish you were here. So I would put it somewhere in between S and A. I think A is better.
SNA.
A is better. Like, okay, let's just assume, it's the transition from A to S. Let me say it that way,
Okay.
because it's got, of course, Shine On You Crazy Diamond is like, I would say even more than half the album. Like, because the first track is 16 minutes, first parts 1 to 5, and parts 6 to 9 is how long? Like, I feel like it's almost 60-70% of the album.
Yeah.
And then,
Because I think like
yeah,
oh, I was just gonna say like aside from that, I think there's only three other songs maybe.
yeah. And then there is another one song, which is also very long and also very great, which is Welcome to the Machine. These two songs alone, like, would have put. In fact, if that was the album, like, it was a sure shot S, easy S. But then there's two other songs that kind of bring it down a notch. Wish You Were Here. Like, I feel like Wish You Were Here would be much better on The Wall.
That kind of makes sense because like the themes of isolation and stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
just like a song "Wish You Were Here" is kind of like it's almost like an outsider, like longing that someone is there, or even the other way around too. I mean, it could be like the character Pink, wishing that someone someone was here.
And I don't mean just lyrically, but also like in terms of the sound of the band.
Oh, okay,
Like, because
yeah,
Wish You Were Here is not an acoustic album. Like, it's very synthesizer heavy. It's very, like, big solos. It's like, I mean, Welcome to the Machine with the mini Moog, like those big solos, and Shine on You Crazy Diamond. It's like it's an epic album, right? So like, Wish You Were Here is more of an acoustic, like, whereas The Wall has spaces for that, like songs like Mother, Goodbye Blue Sky, like, so like I feel like it would fit there.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool.
And what's and then I forget what the other song on Wish You Were Here is.
Have a cigar.
Oh, Have a
Welcome
Cigar.
to the
Okay.
machine.
Have a Cigar. Yes, that's the one. It's an okay song. Like, I don't think it's, I think it's like Money. Like, it's a groovy little song. Not my favorite Pink Floyd song. It's sung by someone else, right? Give me a second. Yeah. So as I was saying, it's a groovy little song. Doesn't quite fit in with the rest of with Shine on You Crazy Diamond and Welcome to the Machines. So maybe that's what brings it closer to A than S.
Yeah, I'd say that too. It's funny. Like I thought that like maybe I might have some disagreements here and there with like how you rated some of these. Although to be fair, like I said, a few of these albums I haven't listened to in like over 10, 15 years. So it's like I definitely need to re-listen to them.
Yeah, when I look back at it, the only regret is with Meddle. It's definitely not C. I feel like it should be B. But then what would come down? Like either Animals or Atom Heart Mother. Like, I guess Atom Heart Mother could have come down. Too late for that, of course. But yeah, that's the conclusion. That's the Pink Floyd tier list. Okay, so thank you everyone for coming for the video,
Yep.
watching the video, and please do go check out some other video. I don't yet know what, but what video should we promote at the end?
The avant-garde one, when you said that, like that reminded me of the time when we did the random song collaboration.
I wonder if
Yeah.
that's some kind of a teaser to something coming. It might be, but that's in the future. But anyways, here's the video you can check out where Doctor Who and myself and Andrea and Analog Weapon joined forces to make a song without ever listening to each other.